Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video in Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna revisit how to beat Wyrm Knight on step 100. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, again, we're gonna do F2P builds designed to beat 100, though I'm gonna do it on 200 because my characters are quite strong. And let's see. Again, only F2P weapons on the main. Doesn't matter the subslot because the subslot doesn't. The ones the subslot only provides stats, and the PP weapons are the ones that give the most stats. Anything else is gonna give less stats than the PP weapons, even if it's limited. We're only using one copy of each event supporter. You are event supporter, and well, we are first of all analyzing Wyrm Knight. So very quickly, the stage of Wyrm Knight is pretty big, and that's gonna be very important because of how this enemy attacks and how you're gonna do your team building. Keep that in mind. Now, the next thing is, oh yeah, Wyrm Knight herself. So we start the battle with Ingrid, and she's just the story boss. It's not that big of a deal. She doesn't have anything unique or important. She's only tanky because of the HP. But that's about it. You can abuse debuffs and deal easily with her. But then she enters her second stage. When she does, she becomes Wyrm Knight and she's going to summon Lina. While Lina is on the field, you're gonna be unable to inflict debuffs onto Wyrm Knight, which complicates things a little bit. The moment Lina goes away, you can inflict debuffs and you can just abuse any strategy that you want. So that's good, but it's gonna mean that a third of the battle you are not gonna be relying on debuffs, which is why relying on buff is more profitable against this particular boss. Now, Wyrm Knight is going to be able to cast Pillars of Fire. These pillars are going to deal continuous damage and they don't go away. They'll stay forever on the stage. Well, technically until the boss is dead, but like what? 2 seconds? And then you clear the stage? So, anyways, the pillars are going to be casted specifically where the one of your characters, the character who is the furthest from the enemy, that position is where the pillar is going to be casted. So that is the reason why you always want to have a ranged attacker, a long range attacker, so that you don't cast the pillar in front of Ingrid. Because if you go with triple melee characters, Ingrid is going to cast the pillar once, and you're going to continue the battle exactly where Ingrid is placed, and the pillar is going to be on the same spot, so it's going to chip away your life until you're done. So never go with triple melee. I mean, it's doable if you are smart about it, but it is just a pain, so I do not recommend it. Then another thing that you have to take into consideration is that Ingrid flies into the air and then slashes and deal damage. At this moment, it is really difficult to stop Ingrid. Fortunately, she's not invincible. She used to be invincible, but now she isn't. You can deal damage, and if you break the super armor at that exact moment, you're gonna interrupt her actions. So you can use like super armor break strategies, or just pray to hit on the right moment. And lastly, she has another 2 attacks, like another slash on the ground, which you can easily avoid because it marks the area where it's going to do the attack. And the other attack is going to be her dark flare. It's a ball of fire that becomes an enemy. Honestly, that's pretty funny. It deals supposedly continuous damage and it becomes an enemy. So that's going to affect your auto targets. That's going to affect your tracking attacks. So keep that in mind. Even so, it's not that bad a thing when she casts that one. Then, let's see. What things you want to consider when fighting this one? I already mentioned that you always want a range attacker. And well, let's start with the range ones. For the range options, basically we have Sora and Micah. Those are the two reliable ones. You can use the AI and let it pilot these two, or you can pilot them yourself. It is going to be pretty easy to use those. Another viable option, not exactly reliable, but viable, is Astaroth. Why do I say so? You preferably pilot this one. The AI is not that great at piloting Astaroth, and she can definitely do the stage, but you prefer to do this manually so that the AI doesn't screw up. Then we have other options that are not that great. For example, we have Aina, which you definitely want to pilot. You don't want to let the AI do the thing because she's melee, mid-range, and long-range, depending on how you build her. So that's why I say that you want to pilot her. Eleanor, for example, is a mid-range character. You don't want that. You don't want mid-range attackers because they're gonna be pretty close to the enemy, and if they cast the skill where the mid-range attacker is, and then the battle goes to that spot, you're gonna fall right into the trap again. So don't use mid-range attacker, guys. Those are not gonna be that useful. Okay, then let's check the healers. Basically, the only option is Lapis. Why do I say so? As I said previously, the stage is pretty big. As such, AoE healers or area healers like Emily, like Shizuru, like Aina are not that useful. All of these characters have that have an area healing are able to increase the AoE of that healing area, and that's what you want if you're gonna use them. But that's the weakest effect of the healing areas. Basically, you can increase the ratio in which you get healed, or you can increase the amount that you get healed. Those are the good effects. So yeah, getting the worst effect just to be effective on a stage is not that great of an option. That's why I honestly avoid those. Besides, they are not super useful. Like this one is a debuffer, and we just mentioned the immunity to debuff, the temporary immunity to debuff. This one doesn't deal enough damage, and sometimes wants to be melee, which is detrimental. And this one, well, we mentioned that it's a mixture of all the attacks. Not to mention that it's her healing. I think most of the healings are on the perfect dodge, so yeah. That means they have to be near the enemy to begin with, huh? And then we have Felicia. Felicia is a great healer, but she heals on a debuff. She applies Mark, and then the damage characters deal is going to be what they heal. Well, not exactly the exact damage, I don't remember, but you heal dealing damage. And if the enemy is immune to debuff, then you're not gonna heal. Technically, you can heal with Lina, but you're not always controlling the AI. The AI's action. You can guide them, but you cannot control them 100%. So, yeah, Felicia is not that reliable. So, we are locked to using Lapis. Do you want to? Or I mean, do you have to, at all costs, have a healer? Preferably. The continuous damage of the pits can be troublesome. That's why I do recommend you have a healer. Then, we're gonna check super quickly the 4 characters who have Wicked Star weapons that are anti-human. Starting with, let's see, number, perfect. Like that and that. So, the first one is gonna be Sakura. Sakura has an anti-human weapon. She's a character that you can use either on the subslot or the main. You can pilot her or let the AI use it. She's gonna be pretty tanky. She can be pretty good just by having the main blue, I think. Let's see. Is it the main blue? Just by having the main blue, she's gonna be able to heal HP, and that's pretty useful. So yeah, you basically need 2 characters to keep Wyrm Knight occupied while the ranged attacker deals damage. So Sakura can do that job easily. Then the next one is gonna be Tokiko. Tokiko is a good character, but you don't want to use Tokiko. Why not? Because she's a debuffer mainly. That's her most outstanding role. She can be a damage dealer, sure, but compared to other damage dealers, she's not doing like great. But you could go blue for damage dealing. The issue is that on blue, she wants to crit. And on green, you're gonna expose yourself a little bit too much. And red is for debuffing, so no. So yeah, that's the thing. You don't get that much mileage out of Tokiko, even though she has a weapon against humans, so I do not recommend her. Then we have the better picks, starting with Ingrid. Like, this one is pretty good, but Ingrid, well, she's not, like, one of the best. Let me explain. Like, she's reliable, sure, but there's a condition. You want to have some form of healing or a ton of damage reduction. She naturally is going to have the damage reduction thanks to the weapon, sure. And just by equipping a couple damage reduction supporters, she's going to be fine. She loves to go with Massacre Kunai, though if you let the AI control this character, you cannot rely on this supporter. The AI doesn't know how to use the active effectively. But being a demon and protect type character, she can easily equip things like Nana, like Sakuya. She's gonna be able to become tanky. And if you want more damage, you can equip any generic damage increase supporter like Lilim, like Arabella. Honestly, she's fine. If you want to go blue, which honestly is not a bad option considering that this is the damage increase skill. And then, lastly, we have Lina. Lina is probably the most competent one of the bunch. Where's Lina? Wait a moment. Where is Lina? That explains. So, Lina is the most competent of the bunch. She has an anti-human weapon, and she has skills that give her a buff. Not only that her Cherry Blossom Binding Storm is the skill that gets buff with the weapon, and this is her healing skill, so it is pretty effective, basically. She becomes really, really tanky and it's able to deal damage. Your better picks for the Wicked Star weapons are going to be Sakura or Lina. Now, let's check this particular build. I'm going to be using Sora as the main damage dealer. I'm going to be using... oh my god, I forgot to change the weapon. Let's see. Anti-Demon. I'll use the PvP weapon. Let's see, was it this one? No, it wasn't. Then it was the Wind. Like this, and human, right. Auto-equip. Wait a moment. Wait a moment there. Oh, okay, that explains, yeah. So, I'm using the Viridian weapon 5 out of 5 and plus 13 with whatever weapon on the sublot 5 out of 5 plus 15. We have the anti-human with Magatemas, whatever attack Magatemas on the subslot, Fox Flame, Chosen, and Celestial Fox. Chosen just because it activates the effect. If you want to use something else, be my guest. Honestly, it's fine. But Celestial Fox is going to be the skill that we use to deal damage. Then, we have Mido Haruka. Everyone is going to use Mido Haruka, or at least I think everyone is. Why? Because we can afford it, because this is an SR supporter. If you need copies of this, just save a couple R gacha coins, which we receive a lot of, honestly, and roll on Protect type supporter banner, and you'll grab enough copies of Mido Haruka. It's gonna be fine. So, as such, this one you can always have as at 5 out of 5 and plus 13. Having 3 copies is really, really good, so I do recommend it. Let's see. We have Misaki, F2P, and we have Stella, F2P. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why Stella and not Susune? Because she gives 40%. It's a debuff thing. Because she only activates when the enemy has a debuff. And the immunity can be a little bit annoying, you know? So, well, that's the reason. If you have something better, just equip something better. But this is like the guideline. Now, stats of the customs, stat training, and let's go with Lapis. Lapis is just the generic healer as usual. Viridian weapon, VR weapon just costs, like it's F2P technically, 5 out of 5 and plus 15, both. Anti-human, Earth, Magatemas, whatever attack Magatemas on the subslot. Gem support, piercing dash, moral boost, or for healing and defense increase. Guess what? Mido Haruka, Nana, and Sakuya. If you have a damage increase supporter, put that instead of Sakuya, honestly. Like, I'm avoiding using, where is she? Using someone like... I don't see this girl. White. I'm I am avoiding using White. I'm avoiding using the second copy of Arabella and such. But you could. So this is just filler, just so that you know. The Sakuya. Stats of the customs, stat training. And then I have over here Lina. Lina, as we saw, is going to be using the Wicked Star weapon. Yin Yang Magatamas, anti-human Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the subplot. The Crimson Karma, 5 out of 5 plus 14. This one plus 15. And we're using Vanishing, Cherry Blossom Storm Frenzy, and Binding Storm. Obviously this because it gets enhanced with the weapon and because it provides healing. This one for the attack buff and this one for the other attack buff. Even though this weapon deals more damage when critting, we like the damage increase. Because the one that gets damage increase naturally applies a debuff, so it's like, and besides blue is a better color when we're using 3 copies of Mido Haruka, as you can see. Then we have Arabella here and Lilium. The good thing about the characters who wear the Wicked Star weapon, well, who wield the Wicked Star weapon, is that you can just go with damage increase supporters and 1 Mido Haruka. That's all the damage reduction that you need. And well, stats of the customs, stat training, and let's do the run. Oh, of course, don't forget that we're using the name of Fuma just for more damage reduction. A part of the battle, the damage increase on basics is not going to be important, but I mean, we can do it. Oof, nice. Damage reduction and protect. My favorite for a protect team. Yeah. Well, as you can see, it's pretty simple. But honestly, if you want to beat this enemy super easily, just use White Feather Aska. If you equip White Feather Aska to Sora particularly, it's pretty good for that one. Sora or another range attacker like Micah, you're gonna be able to put the fire pits away, and also you're gonna be able to break the super armor and keep the enemy in place. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna use the ultimate just cause to deal a little. Oh my god, she's alive. I thought like Lina was already done, but no, she is still there. I get away and I use my skills. So unfortunately with this one I wasn't able to beat the boss within a minute. But I mean, there is the damage reduction against this specific team, so maybe without that I could have done it. Maybe. I'm not gonna find out. Because we have to check another team. I have another one. Because there's another popular strategy that relies on using a different main character, a melee main character. Come on, come on, come on. Damage. I can finish with the ultimate. Nice. Yeah, done. Excellent. So, as you can see, this is doable. This is pretty doable. F2P even so. Okay, nice, nice, nice. And now, let's go with this one. So, a popular strategy is to use a borrow. I just mentioned that for a period of time in the battle, the enemy is going to be unaffected by the debuffs, so we're not going to be able to use our mind control, specifically on that moment. But don't worry, after that we can. So starting with the main attacker, that's gonna be Micah. Even though we don't pilot her, she's basically the main attacker. So be reading weapon 5 out of 5 plus 13, and we have whatever weapon 5 out of 5 plus 15. Anti-human range Magatamas, I mean wind Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot. That from above, ruthless explosion, carpet bombing, the usual. Stella, Nino, and Granny. Even though red has a critical rate, and it doesn't matter. Like, red is so easy to build that I just did. Blue, it's a great damaging skill. But, even with the buff, the AI is not that smart to use Made of Flame. It's good at using incendiary routes at death from above, but not with Mado. So, instead, we go red. It's just the most reliable thing to abuse how the mechanics of this specific boss works. Stats of the costumes, stat training. Lapis is the same if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah. It is exactly the same, so don't worry about her. Lastly, we have Oboro. Oboro is also red. So, Oboro, we're using the anti-human weapon, Hand of Papayas. Then we have anti-human Yin Yang Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot, 5 out of 5 and plus 15 both. I didn't change the skills. No, I don't want. Do I want? Yeah, it's fine, honestly. Flash Step, Blooming Carnage. So, first of all, Wicked Slasher. We want Wicked Slasher. We don't want Hypnosis Seal because even though it's useful, because it allows you to stun lock the enemy, basically, it's gonna be detrimental on that period of time where we don't have the ability to debuff the enemy. So we're gonna avoid this one. So this is our main control skill. Then we have Carnage Dance to deal damage, and we have Blooming Carnage to deal a little bit more damage and do a big AoE. If you want to change one of those, it's fine, but you always want to have Wicked Slasher. That's the thing. Now, to have damage increase, we have Shirayuki, the degenerate demon damage increase on red. To abuse this boss and just become a little bit tanky, we have Sharia, because the boss is human, so we have anti-human damage reduction. So yeah, Sharia is just that great. And lastly, we have Furfur, which provides invincibility in case of a pinch. She's going to give us damage reduction and damage increase for demons. And, well, she's fine. I would prefer to use Galilim, but you know it. The enemy cannot be debuffed at a certain part, and then we're not getting benefit from that. Stats of the customs, stat training, and the name of Fuma. So let's do the run one more time. Let's hope that there's no anti-protect. Okay. HP damage increase. HP boss increase. Okay. Can I just... No. Okay, at least speed reduction. Yeah, that's a little bit detrimental, the HP increase, but... Oh, no! I don't want to see that. No. This battle might be a little bit difficult. Might. Why do I say so? Because of the cooldown reduction. That's particularly bad for the healer. So let's wait and see. If I have to repeat the battle, I will, because as I mentioned, that can be a game changer, because you cannot abuse debuffs, and that makes it so that we can stop the enemy just to heal a little bit. Hey, you don't do that. No. You don't do that. No. Come here. I'm over here. Yeah, I have to distract the enemy a little bit. Then, there we go. Oh, oops. Bad positioning. But now I can just stop the enemy. Nice. Carnage Dance. Okay, Wicked Slasher. Yes, perfect. Nice. And even though it's gonna take some time, I'll become invincible just cause. Carnage. No. Wicked Slasher and then Carnage Dance. Always after Wicked Slasher, because if not, I'm gonna take some hits. Nice. Wicked Slasher. Carnage Dance. Okay. Wicked Slasher. Nice, nice, nice. Pretty good, pretty good. As you can see, it's not that difficult. The only thing is that you have to be careful when Lina is alive, because if Ingrid goes away, that could be a little bit tricky. You have to take care of your range attacker after all. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Even though I'm on the red, technically, I'm gonna be able to do this. Just, if you have troubles with the stages, remember to fish for the right effects. That's gonna help you out. Like, the ones that are pretty bad are cooldown reduction, or, well, cooldown increase technically, for either actives or skills. The worst is the skills. Damage reduction, or for either protect, assist, or suppress, and also HP boss increase. Technically, in this stage, minion HP increase, it's also pretty bad, but well, it's not as bad. So, anyways, yeah, that's about it, guys. This boss is tricky because we have to do a pretty standard build with the healer and the attackers, because we cannot rely on the debuffs at all times. You can rely, on the other hand, on supporters, on buffs on your characters, and one of the best options for this is gonna be Phantasma. I guess I can show you one last build with Phantasma. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm just gonna change Oboro for Phantasma, and I'm gonna pilot her. You can technically let the AI do this, but I'm gonna pilot Phantasma. Why? Phantasma is a very particular character because she's going to be able to debuff the enemy, even though it shouldn't be the case. And that's only because of the leader skill. You only get the debuff of the leader skill, of the aura that surrounds you. So keep that in mind. Let's see. That's Lina? Ah, yeah, that's right. I'm not using Lina right now. That's Lapis. Then this one? Yeah. Okay, nice. And... no, yeah, I definitely want to go like I was going with Oboro. Basically, it's gonna be the same build. Why? Why? This character can be pretty frail, and that's why we want to give her tankiness by just using Sharia and Furfur. The damage increase is gonna be helpful, but the main appeal of this one is that it's going to bypass the effect, and it's going to be able to reduce damage, or at least that was the case before the updates. I haven't used that strategy in a while, but we'll see. And another important aspect of this is that you can use Succubus Whisper to buff your party, or well, the ones who are in the circle, and that's going to be extremely useful. Slash Horror increases speed. Instead of a Slash Horror in this particular case, oh, I cannot use Twister Dance. I wanted to use Twister Dance, so no. I'm gonna have to stay with Slash Horror. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's go like this. And let's heal just cause. You never know. So everything is the same, but I'm using Phantasma. That's the only difference. And well, let's try it. Yeah, Phantasma is pretty good for the most part. Let's see. I'm just gonna do this, and I do the circle. Come closer, Ingrid. Why do you stay away? The healing, guys, the healing. It is just great. Where are you? Where is Micah? Micah, you're too far away. Woman, what's up with you? Okay, there. So, yeah, look, Ingrid is affected by the leader skill. But if I move away, then it's not. But then it is. It's the only debuff that is going to be affecting Ingrid. Well, Wyrm Knight. As long as you're next to her. Oh, HP minion. Minion HP increase. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to evade, just to stay near and affect the enemies. Okay, there. Can I just get, I don't know, enough particles, please? Give me those particles. HP increase. Where is, no. You stay away from my damage dealer. Come over here. I'm challenging you. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. To the center. And there we go. Now. Yeah. Good thing that I healed my Micah, because if not, that would have been bad. So I just keep attacking this one. Succubus Whisper. Like this. No! It beat her. That's the thing. That's the thing. Well, since you've been a bad girl, I'm gonna be using all my skills and ultimates. Good thing Lapis is gonna be reliable enough to heal herself. But perhaps I need more damage. Oh, I see. There's also the 3 damage reductions. Pretty good. Loving it. Yeah, that explains. I use this, and I use this. And Crunching Fear. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Let's do that again. But fishing for a better effect, just to show you that it can be done. 200. 2 of these, just to not waste that much time. And okay. Protect. Ooh, a shame. It hits Micah. But I'm at least Phantasma is going to deal good damage. And another important aspect is that she doesn't have HP increase. The minion does, but well, one cannot have everything. There. So I do this. Has particle charge reduction, bleed. Let's see. Hey, where are you going? No. No, you cannot do. My God, what did she? Yeah, it wasn't her. It was Micah being dumb. So Micah stayed on a spot where she was always going to get hit. That's the thing with Micah. Even though she is good, she likes to stay next to walls. On the other hand, Sora likes to run from one spot to another, and that's way more viable. Succubus Whisper. Let's hope that the AI help us out a little bit next time. Slash Horror. Succubus Whisper. Crunching Fear. Oh, wait! HP boss increase. That explains why it's taking a while. yeah, it's sometimes it's just that it's fishing for the right effects. But as you have seen, this character is pretty good. But that's the issue. You always are forced to have one healer and also a range attack. Okay, I'm changing Micah because Micah is not smart enough. You saw that she can do it when we have ways to protect her, but well, it is what it is. Let's change Micah. First of all, let's take away those Magatamas. This and this. And we're gonna put Sora, who is a little bit smarter than Micah. So Sora, go with what was it? No, it's the wind one. Like that, perfect. So Sora. Ooh. Ah no, wait. Micah's the one who has those damage increase, so I'll just put Stella over here. And there we go. And the good shit is that the good thing is that she has damage reduction. So is everything right? Yeah, it is. Okay, this time is gonna work. Because Sora does move from one way to the other, while Micah just stays in place. And we don't have damage HP increase for the boss nor the minion. That's gonna be really helpful. You see how Sora moves a ton? That's a big difference. There. Nice. Already at a quarter HP. Let's see. Can I deal enough damage? I'm gonna use Invincibility over here. Already done. Yeah, pretty good. Now she can be inflicted with debuffs. Like, well, like, what's the name of this? Yeah, Nightmare. Succubus Whisper. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pop the stack of Nightmare, but we'll see. Oh, this thing. Succubus Whisper, nice. Slash Horror. Yeah, we were able to. Like this. Yeah, completely different, since Sora is a little I wouldn't call it smarter. It's just that she works in a different way. She always wants to move around, unlike Micah. She always wanted to go back, and since there's a wall, Micah cannot take advantage of the stage, but Sora can. That's the difference. It's not that Micah is bad. She's not well designed for this particular stage. Though, technically, she can abuse the pillars to apply her carpet bombing constantly. So yeah, guys, what do you think about this boss? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Honestly, you can build a strategy that revolves around bosses, but there's gonna be basically a stat check, and that's the moment where Lina appears. You have to be bulky enough and deal enough damage. And after that, you go back to your strategy. That's basically it with Ingrid. So, anyways, I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!